Assalamu alaikum kids. Welcome to new session. In the last session we were discussing about a mutiny. Mutiny like soldiers as a group when they disobey their officials in the army called mutiny. So that mutiny became popular rebellion. How? It was began from Meerut where a few soldiers went against their officials. They were caught and sent to jail. Then, after a few soldiers, group of soldiers, again went against the British officials, their system. So that mutiny became popular rebellion, and we have seen that they reached to the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar to lead them. They forced them, insisted them to lead to become a leader of rebellion, right? And let's see what happened after that. As last we have seen, the aging emperor had to accept their demand because he had also that love towards his country, towards his land. So he wrote letters to all chief and rulers in the country to come forward and organize confederacy of Indian state to fight British. No matter he lost his power being an emperor, but still with the symbol of Mughal name, still it was symbol of powers, right? So that Mughal emblem still stood as a symbol of power. So when he wrote letters to different rulers, different chiefs in country to organize and to fight against British. So this single step taken by British Bahadur Shah Zafar had great implication. The Mughal dynasty had ruled over India and over Indian subcontinent. I would like to say not India today, but Indian subcontinent from Burma to Afghanistan, right? From northern India, Afghanistan to southern India. That in this subcontinent's large territory ruled by Mughal dynasty for centuries. So, most small rulers and chieftains, those were control different territories on behalf of Mughal ruler. Yes, those Nawabs, those who became powerful, actually they were under Mughal dynasty. Many small rulers like Maratha and many others in earlier many Rajputs, those were under Mughal dynasty. They were threatened by expansion of British rule. Many of them felt that the Mughal emperor could rule again. They too would be able to rule their own territories once more. But due to British expansion policies, imperialism policy of British Empire, those rulers, those chief, they lost their territory. So they also wanted that if Mughal rule reestablished again in India, they would also rule again. They too would be able to rule their own territories once more under Mughal authority. This what wished by many rulers in India. But the British had not expected this to happen. They thought the disturbance caused by the issue of cartridge would die down, that Enfield rifles cartridge. They saw that a small mutiny and they would repress it. But Bahadur Shah Zafar's decision to bless the rebellion changed the entire situation dramatically because along with Bahadur Shah Zafar, the Mughal emblem came. Mughal emblem that means powers, name. Often, when people see an alternative possibility, they feel inspired and enthused. It gives them courage, hope, and confidence to act. And many of them they believed that they were near to independence, they were near to Mughal rule again. And after that, their confidence, their act, the rebellion spread. Let's see how the rebellion spreads. After the British were routed from Delhi, there was no uprising for a week. It became calm. It took that much time for news to travel, then spruce mutants began. In Delhi, we have seen that the British routed and those rebellion gained control. But after a few weeks, that remained calm, silent, because they didn't have easy communication or mass communication system. They didn't have WhatsApp or news channel, so that news took time to spread over the country. Regiment after regiment mutinied and took off join other troops at nodal points. In different regiment, this news spread and troops joined at nodal points, at main points like Delhi, Kanpur and Lucknow. After them, the people of towns and villages also rose up the rebellion and railed around local leaders, jamindars, and chiefs who were prepared to establish their authority and fight British. Here, your topic is mutiny became popular rebellion. Reasons we have seen that mutiny it was like a merely spark which ignite the fire because fuel was ready. We have seen that oppressive British policies, right, that affected the people's lives, no matter that Nawab, king, or common people. One or another way, those were influenced by British policies. All were dissatisfied, right? So they wanted to establish their own power. They wanted that their past, where they were independent, where they lived happy life. So all of even local leaders, local people, they had their own issues with British. So they also joined this mutiny. That is why that rebellion spread in different villages, in different towns. Like local leaders, like Nana Sahib, the adopted son of late Peshwa Bajirao, who lived near Kanpur, gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. He gathered armed forces and kicked out those British garrison from the city. He proclaimed himself as Peshwa. British denied because he was an adopted son, but he proclaimed himself as Peshwa. Peshwa means like in Maratha system, Peshwa position was like prime minister. Chhatrapati means like emperor and Peshwa means prime minister. So he declared himself as Peshwa. He declared that he was a governor under Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar. So he was like prime minister, like governor under the Bahadur Shah Zafar. In Lucknow, Burgess Qadr, the son of the deposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, was proclaimed the new Nawab, those who were under the Mughal authority. His mother Begum Hazrat Mahal took an active part in organizing an uprising against British. His mother, Begum Hazrat Mahal, not Mumtaz Mahal, Hazrat Mahal, mother of Burgess Qadr in Lucknow, Nawab. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai joined the rebel sepoys and fought the British along with Tatya Tope. Tatya Tope was military general of Nana Sahib, who declared himself Peshwa. So sometimes called Peshwa Nana Sahib. The British were greatly outnumbered by rebel forces. They were defeated in number of battles. They convinced the people that the rule of British had collapsed for good and gave them confidence to take plunge and join the rebellion. Actually, that it is powers in people, that spirit in people. A situation of widespread popular rebellion developed in the region of Awadh in particular. On 6th August 1857, we find a telegram sent by Lieutenant Colonel Tatler to his commander-in-chief expressing fear felt by British. What was his telegram? Let's see. Our men are cowed by numbers opposed to them and the endless fighting. Every village is held against us. The Jamindars have risen to oppose us. This telegram mean of messaging, not that telegram that nowadays we use, that old telegram system to send messages in code. Telegram. So sent by the Lieutenant Colonel Tatler to his commanding officer, commander-in-chief, his higher authority. Many new leaders came up. For example, Ahmadullah Shah, a Maulvi from Faizabad. Maulvi, a religious leader, became a leader to fight against British. He prophesied that rule of British would come to end soon. Prophesied, Bhavishya, about future telling. He told that prophecy. He caught for the imagination of people and raised a huge force of supporters. He came to Lucknow to fight British in Delhi. A large number of Ghazi means in Islam those who fight against ill called Ghazi, who fight against wrong deeds, Ghazi. Actually they are warrior, those who fight against bad, those who fight against evil. So Ghazi or religious warriors came together to white people. They wanted to throw out those white people from the country. Those were Ghazis because they fought against that bad policy of British people. They seen them as evil deeds. Bakht Khan, a soldier from Bareilly, took charge of a large force of fighters who came to Delhi. He became key military leader of the rebellion, Bakht Khan from Bareilly. In Bihar, an old Jamindar, Kumar Singh, joined the rebel sepoys and battled with British for many months. Leaders and fighters from across the land joined the fight. So here we have seen that in this discussion, mutiny, soldiers' mutiny, soldiers who went against their authority due to their own issues as well as contemporary issue of cartridge of Enfield rifle. A small mutiny in Meerut became a popular rebellion in India because mutiny spread one regiment after another, as well as different people, common people, even like Maulvi, those are religious people, soldiers, yes, we counted, chief, rulers, all people were joined and all contributed according to their capacity. So a small mutiny became a popular rebellion that is called Rebellion of 1857. Many historians consider it as the first movement against British for independence. Some historians consider it as a revolution of 1857. So, did they success in rebellion or not. What happened after next? The story I'll continue in next session. Thank you so much for watching video. Stay tuned.